All right, so I want to make this a video because it's something kind of something that I've actually wanted to know to myself. So I'm gonna compare these daggers basically to a screwdriver and see how it does. I'm just gonna poke random stuff. I don't know exactly what right now, but just I'll keep adding some stuff, and then until I can't think of anything else, I guess. So this is a Gerber Mark II. This is a Craftsman screwdriver, and then this is an EK commando knife. So I'm gonna talk about these individually because they have some history to them. And if you want to skip that, I'll put a timestamp in the description below. I mean, not the description, in the comments. So just in case. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the Mark II, and I'm not gonna get super into depth with what I found out about these knives. I'm just gonna talk about what I think is interesting about them. So, just a description. It's a 6.5 inch blade. The stock, which I measured, is about a quarter of an inch thick. The handle is aluminum. It's cast aluminum. And so this particular one was made in 1981. I found a website that somebody, if you have this same knife, this same type of knife, you can look up the year it was made by using the serial number on it. So I'll link that in the description too. And I found a website too for the EK Commando knives that have like different models and stuff, and you can look up, check out what you have if you have one of those. So so this knife was designed as an offensive weapon, and it saw combat. Not this particular one, but this model knife saw combat in the Vietnam War. What I found out about it that was interesting to me was that actually the company, so Gerber is the one that makes it. The company got a lot of had a lot of problems because people were saying that, well, they didn't like a knife that was considered like pretty brutal, that they were making a strictly offensive weapon basically. And they got some controversy because of that. But what they did was they added these serrations, and they're not sharp. They're just. I mean, you can make them sharp, but they're not sharp. This is like the normal how you would get it. But they added these serrations and then called it a survival knife. So that was their solution to it. Other than that, the blade is 440C from what I was able to find, and you can still actually buy it right now. So, but as anything, in my opinion, when it comes to tools like manual tools, the older the better, in my opinion. So the new ones, I haven't heard a lot of good things about them. I personally haven't used one, so this is just hearsay. But you can still get them, and they're I think around $70-something. So, but if you want one, I would definitely look into buying an older one, and then I would use the website that I'm gonna add a description to, and then try to get the oldest one you can. Basically, in my opinion, there's some that don't have the serrations, that predate the serrations, and those things are actually pretty crazy expensive. So, all right, now so I'm gonna go to the next one. Okay, so this is the EK knife, and so the dimensions on this one is the blade is around like 6 5/8 of an inch, I think, 6.5 inches. The handle is like 6 inches, and the handle material is walnut. It's supposed to be gunstock grade walnut, and then the handguard and the screws are brass. All I could find for the steel itself is it just says stainless steel, so I'm not too sure. There's tons of iterations and stuff like that, so I don't know. This particular one, it's a gunner model, and it's supposed to be, well, it is. It's a limited edition. It's first 500, and this one is, let's see, 97 out of 500. So this knife has like a ton of like not this particular one, but this knife company has a ton of history behind it. I'm just, like I said, I'm just gonna like go over kind of the interesting things that I thought were interesting. So it started by the dad. One of the things that I really like about the first ones is I've never seen before is the pins that he used on the ones he made were lead. So it's like poured lead. Well, it's kind of nuts. So instead of brass pins, it would be a wood handle, and they would pour lead into where the hole they made, and that would be the pin. Kind of nuts. All right, so he designed his knife as an offensive weapon, and once again it saw combat in like different wars, not just Vietnam, but it kind of overlaps. It does overlap with the Mark II, and that it saw combat in Vietnam, and they actually have so they have different logos on certain years, and this one says it's Korea, World War II, Vietnam. So this one has the three wars that the company had been in so far on the logo itself. Other than that, later on, the dad passed away, the son took over, and then the son, this is something that the son would have made. He later changed the design, I guess, and they moved a few times. So I think they went from Florida to Richmond. So, but this particular one is from Richmond. Then later on, I think they move again. Then it goes from they sell the company to Blackjack Knives, and then currently you can actually still get an EK knife, but it's owned by K-Bar now, which is kind of crazy. It's a lot of steps. So personally, once again, the older the better. This is about as old as I was able to get, and pay basically what I not some astronomical price, but it is a good knife. I wanted just to check it out and to see what I thought about it. And one of the main things that I like a lot is this. And if you look at the new K-bars, they have it, but not this pronounced. Theirs is like it only comes out about this much. But this thing it's supposed to be a little pry bar, so you can open like crates and stuff like that with it. And then if you do hit something with it, I mean, it's kind of, I never liked the idea of like using this as a pommel to like actually hit something or defend yourself with. But if you do happen to hit something, it keeps the handle far away from whatever you're hitting. So, but most of all, the idea I like about it is I like this as a little pry bar. That's actually pretty cool. It's a cool idea. I'll compare all these together afterwards too. So that in general is, from what I can remember, the most interesting things about this knife. All right, and so now we got the Craftsman Screwdriver. So this one is it's a 6-inch I keep wanting to say blade, but bar or whatever, screwdriver screwing screwdriver part. So 6-inch, what is this? The handle's like about 4 inches. So all right. So this also a lot of history. I remember this as a kid. I mean, my dad has used nothing but Craftsman basically. He has some other stuff too that's kind of like a little bit fancy. He does a little bit of those things, but not too many tools that like fancy tools. But growing up, this is basically what I used and my dad's used. So Craftsman, I didn't know this, but from what I can tell, they never made. Craftsman wasn't a company. Wasn't a company that made their own tools. They hired other companies that make it for them with specifications and designs. So right now, I haven't gone to Lowe's to confirm, but right now, from what I understand, Lowe's bought out Craftsman. It used to be Sears. That you can go to Sears and then buy a Craftsman, and then if you ever broke a tool or something like that, you can go to to Sears and then replace it. And for a while you could still do that. I don't know if you still can. I haven't gone to Lowe's, but Lowe's now are going to be the ones that are going to be selling Craftsman now. So I don't know if this happened to break, if I can go to Lowe's and see if they replace it or not. This particular one, so it has if you look up if you just like look up the wiki and stuff like that on it, it has a WF, so it's Western Forge, that made this particular screwdriver. This one is USA made. Later on, a lot of their stuff started being made in China, like the crescent wrenches and stuff like that. But supposedly, from what I could find, even when they were making Chinese tools, you could actually still buy. They were still making a few in the U.S. That they were still using companies here to make a few tools. So same thing. I know I keep repeating myself, but the older the better. It's what I've found out. I think as long as you can find, USA, that's like perfect. I mean, as long as if you go to like a swap meet or something like that, or a garage sale, and it says USA, I think you're good. The only problem I had later on too, I remember I have a screwdriver, I think that's broken. I gotta find it again, but I was thinking of going to Sears and seeing, if they would replace it, even though I got a lot of years out of it. But the problem with that is that it's like I was gonna give them a USA made broken one. I understand it's broken, but they were gonna give me back a Chinese made screwdriver. So I don't know. I'd rather just, if I still have the chance, find one of the original ones. But yeah, other than that, yeah, there's a lot of history. It's kind of more convoluted than even the EK knife. And I understand I'm comparing a screwdriver to a knife, but I thought it was only fair to talk about the history on this one too, if I'm going to be, comparing them. All right. Okay, so you're going to hear chickens and stuff, just in case. All right, so the first test I'm going to do is some old working boots. I wore them for a super long time, but I'm going to see how far this penetrates, basically. And these are worn out, yeah. But the soles, I had them resoled, and they're like, I got like the hardest Duro or whatever it's called of plastic. So first up, I'm gonna do the Gerber and see what happens. Okay, so yeah, it went completely through, and holy wow, that's in there. All right, 1 second. Try it this way so it's further away. All right. Okay, cool. And the point seems to be fine. Okay, so next up is the EK knife. All right, see how that does. Almost in the same spot, just a little bit over, so I think it still counts. Same thing, went completely through. And it's super in there too, actually. So I'm hitting the same spot because I'm trying to avoid the camera, just to let you know. Oh wow. Easy peasy. Okay. And the point's fine. Okay, and last up is the Craftsman Screwdriver. And I moved over the shoe a little bit to try to get it probably around this area. Okay, that was off, but nope, didn't go through the bottom. Now you saw it right now. It popped out. Well, I don't know if you saw it. I'm gonna give this another try real quick. Second try. All right, that's about as far as it's gonna go. And actually, no. So it didn't go through. You can actually see, the other two right there. But this did not go through. Okay. Okay, so now I'm just gonna try to jab at this. It's a bottle of water that I refilled with water. So I'm gonna do that with all the knives and the screwdriver, and just to see what happens. So I'm just gonna jab it, and yeah, and see what happens. So all right, first one, and the first one's gonna be the Gerber. Okay. And just to show you, and then it just basically cut through there. All right, so then I'm gonna try the other ones. Okay, then up next is the EK knife. Okay, so I'm trying to do these the same, but I'm not a machine, so but just in general. All right, here's the bottle, and both are basically the same as sharp. So that one I just had, that was just me basically. I happened to just move downwards when I poked at it. So all right. Okay, and last is the Craftsman Screwdriver. All right, so just one hole on one side. Oops. There you go. Okay, so daggers, I mean, you can slash with them, I guess, but they're not really meant for that. I mean, you can, but they're they're meant for penetration. But I thought it would be that'd be fun to just try slashing with the screwdriver. And I know it sounds dumb, but hear me out for a second. So what I'm gonna do is, here's the tip. I'm basically gonna try to get it with the corner. This corner, actually, this corner looks nicer. So I'm gonna try to get it with that corner and see what happens. All right. Okay. That was a lot more violent than I thought it would be. But if you can see, yeah, there is a cut. Holy damn. Oh, I just sprayed myself. All right. And it goes about from here to here. Okay. All right, so for this, I'm gonna poke these books. So it's they're about ½ an inch thick. And I do feel kind of bad about, poking a book, but I basically already know all this, so, and yeah, and this is just stuff you can kind of look up on the internet, so I don't feel too bad, but I do feel kind of bad, but I don't know. All right, so first one's gonna be the Gerber, and we'll see. Okay, that was a lot harder than I thought. Actually, I felt the handguard right up against my hand, so my hand just slipped, smack, hit it. So yeah, it went through. Damn. Okay, let's try next the EK knife. Let's see what happens. All right, so surprising, the EK knife actually, I know I haven't been saying how it feels and stuff on when after I do something, but there's a noticeable difference on this particular test. So this felt less less painful, let's put it that way. I mean, the other one wasn't too painful. I mean, it's not painful, but this, I'm guessing, because I didn't need to show actually. So yeah, it went through. And oh wow, made a little circle for some reason. Okay, so I think this is the reason is because the handguard's actually wider and it's curved forward more. The other one is here. Let me show you. So the only reason I'm bringing this up is because there's a noticeable difference that I'm feeling too when doing this. So this is a lot thinner and has this little profile here, this little pointy end. Maybe that's why I felt it more. Okay. And the screwdriver. Wow. So that definitely didn't go through completely. Or what? No. Okay, so. And here's where it is. Oh wow, it's still going through. Oh wow, so it almost went through. All the way to page 45. So let me give this guy, oops. Let me give this guy another try. One more try. Just to see. All right. All right. And actually, you can actually see a bit of a dent there. So it didn't go through, but it touched it. But I had to use way more force. So this guy right here, way more force than normally. You can actually see the little dent there. All right, cool. All right, so just to sum things up, I mean, these all did, I think, about where I thought they would. As to how much better a dagger is than a screwdriver, I'll just let you guys decide. It's not, a ton of information. I didn't this isn't a scientific method by any chance. But I thought it'd just be interesting. So the only thing that did surprise me was this has better grip than this, and it might be just the checkering that makes sense, and just these divots here on the side. So when you do hold it, it does kind of act like a palm swell in the center, just because these corners are protruding here in the middle. So in that sort of sense, this has better grip than this. And actually, in my opinion, this guy has better grip than both of them, which just doesn't make sense. But if you see the video where I jab this into the books, my hand doesn't move. This one does. So for this one and this one, my hand slipped down to the hand guard, and this one it just didn't move. So I don't know. So good job, Craftsman. But other than that, just something I thought would be fun to try. So hopefully somebody got something out of this video. Yeah. All right. Bye. All right, and last, the Craftsman screwdriver, and I moved over the shoe a little bit more so I can try to get it probably around this area. Ah, oh, damn it. Okay, and last up is the Craftsman screwdriver, and I moved over the shoe a little bit to try to get it probably like in this area. See if I can. What the hell is wrong with me?